Joining me now to discuss the latest on the government funding battle and shutdown, Congressman Mark Alford. He's a member of the House Appropriations Committee, and he is the chair of the RSC Messaging Task Force. He represents the 4th Congressional District of Missouri. Congressman Alford, welcome back to Washington Watch. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Tony. Good to be with you.
All right, we're 17 hours and 10 minutes into the shutdown. Give us the latest.
Well, look, we are at a standstill. Chuck Schumer and the Democrats are holding America hostage. It is their crisis, the Schumer shutdown. It's day one of this. It could go on for another week or 2 weeks, just depending on when he's willing to throw in the towel. A lot of pride is at stake for Chuck Schumer because he does not want AOC to run against him in a primary to take away his Senate seat, and that's the whole reason he's doing this. You might remember back in March, he went along with a continuing resolution then, and he got vilified for it. People were after him because that he supposedly sided with Republicans. And so Chuck Schumer, Hakeem Jeffries, and the Democrats would rather fight against President Trump than fight for Americans. Republicans are fighting for Americans. And Tony, you and I have talked about this before. I do not like continuing resolutions. But now that I'm on the Appropriations Committee, under the direction of Tom Cole, our chair, we are moving forward. We are making progress. We got all 12 appropriation bills out of committee. We got 3 passed on the House floor. They are now in conference with the Senate. We are making progress. And all we were asking for was 7 more weeks for us to be able to get our job done, to get these appropriation bills out of the House and the Senate and over to the president's desk so we can get back to regular order. That's all we wanted, a clean CR. And the Democrats are saying, no way. We want health care for illegal aliens. We want to repeal a lot of the reforms for Medicaid. We want to be able to have adults with no dependents living in their parents' basements back on Medicaid. We're not having that. It's a bunch of nonsense, all because of Chuck Schumer's pride. This is a Schumer shutdown, and the American people are seeing through it.
Congressman, let me go back to something you said a moment ago, because I've talked about this on the program before, and I just want to make sure people hear this, that this is more about Chuck Schumer's personal politics in the state of New York than it is about the well-being of the American people, because he is afraid he's going to be primaried by AOC as New York becomes more liberal and out in left field. This is about his personal politics.
Tony, I have never seen anything more ridiculous in my life. How one man who's trying to still prove his relevance in the U.S. Senate and his relevance to the voters of New York State, he's holding America hostage. I mean, this is a crisis that he has created so that he can get back to Washington, D.C. That is not the heart of a servant. That is selfish. Selfish to put military at risk.
Here's what he could do.
And children at risk for food programs.
If he wants to certify his liberal bona fides, he can put on a dress, come onto the Senate floor, vote for the resolution, and go back to New York and campaign. All right, let's talk about what's happening inside the House there as the Republicans communicate. What are the internal conversations?
Well, look, we had a good phone call today with the speaker. By the way, I'm back in my district. I visited 2 rural hospitals today. I drove an hour and a half to get there down in the southern part. We're talking about this $50 billion rural transformation fund we have set up to keep rural hospitals in business. And that's one of the things that the Democrats want to do away with, by the way, by voting against the clean CR. But the phone call was good. Russ Vought was on that phone call as well, talking about procedurally how they are going to manage this shutdown. There are some tough choices to make. No one wants, I think, to really lay off more federal workers, but I think this does give the administration the opportunity to downsize. I mean, look at the increase that we've had since Joe Biden took office. Exponentially, the number of federal workers that have been added to the payroll. Some of them are not needed, and this gives the Trump administration the opportunity now to go in and make some surgical cuts to reduce our federal debt, in part by reducing some of these workers. We'll see what happens.
And that's the authority that the president has in a shutdown. And so they handed that to the president. Just about 2 minutes left, Congressman Alford. The Senate, I mentioned this earlier, they had a vote, failed. They adjourned. They're coming back on Friday after the high holiday of Yom Kippur. When's the House going to be back?
Well, I'm planning on driving back actually probably Sunday. I think we need to be back Monday. We haven't heard anything officially. We do want to be there. Look, we were getting a lot of grief from the Democrats because we're not there. We're not there because we don't want to put on a stupid show like they've been doing on the House floor and in other places, taking selfies, singing songs on the Capitol steps. That's not what this is about, folks. This is about the heart of America. This is about funding the greatest nation known to man and making sure that we are aligned with President Trump and the American First agenda and reducing our deficit and getting our work done. Once again, the Republicans have done the reasonable, rational thing. We have gotten our work done. We just needed an extension. That's all we were asking for. And the Republicans have got it done, but the Democrats are standing in their way. So we'll go back next week. We will be waiting patiently for the Democrats to come to their senses, for Chuck Schumer to get off his high horse, put down his pride, and pick up a banner for the American people and do the right thing.
Well, we'll see who comes to their senses first, whether Hamas agrees to the 20-point peace plan or the Democrats pass the continuing resolution. Congressman Mark Alford, always great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, buddy. Take care.